Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Cosmopolitan Education. I am here again with another video of the chapter Why Do We Fall Ill, and we have already started this chapter. We have discussed few topics. In the last video we have talked that what can be the definition of health. It can be different in different perspectives. For different persons the definition of health can be different, and we have talked about two different types of diseases, acute and chronic diseases, and we have seen that what are the differences between these two. If we are talking about acute and chronic diseases, acute diseases are those type of diseases which occur suddenly, while chronic diseases they take some time to affect your body. So this is the basic difference, and we have talked about the another points also in the last video. So today we have to talk about the diseases, or you can say the category of diseases. If we are going to divide the diseases into different categories, so what are the basis upon which they can be divided? So in different books you will be able to read different types of categories if you are talking about diseases. And before starting the topic, I would like to tell you that if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe so that you will be getting all the updates of the upcoming videos. If you like the video, don't forget to press the like button, and if you are having any doubts, any comments you want to write, you can write freely. So see, the first category which I have written here, diseases, they can be caused because of two different types of agents. First one is infectious agents, the second one is non-infectious agents. Now the question is, what is the difference between infectious and non-infectious agents? It is very easy, because when we are talking about infectious agents, simply we are talking in that case about the microorganisms. If the disease is happening because of infectious agents, that simply means it is happening because of the microorganisms. And why it is called infectious? Because these organisms are able to spread the infection. Because of infection, anybody is suffering from the disease, and this infection can be spread with the help of microorganisms. As you all know that the microorganisms, they can easily transmitted in the medium. They require the medium, as for example water can work as the medium, air can work as the medium. So by using any medium, they can be transmitted from one person to another. So that's why this category is named as infectious agents, because whatever disease which is happening because of microorganisms, it will be called that the disease is happening because of infectious agents. And the second category is non-infectious agents. That simply means if the disease is not caused by microorganisms, in that case it will be said that it is caused by non-infectious agents. Okay, now if we talk about the agents, or you can say if we talk about the microorganisms which are going to cause the disease, so they can be virus, they can be bacteria, protozoa, fungi, and in some cases worms also. But this is not microorganism. This is not microorganism, but these all are microorganisms. Okay, so if we are talking about virus, so what these examples are also very important, because you need them whenever you are writing any answer in the examination. So what are the diseases which are caused by virus? We can write common cold and influenza. These are two examples only. Bacteria, they are able to cause the disease typhoid and cholera. If we are talking about protozoa, the diseases like malaria and kala azar, this is happening because of protozoa. If we are talking about the fungi, so skin infections are basically arising because of fungi. If we are talking about worms, because worms are also they are also able to cause the disease. And which type of diseases are caused by the worms? They can cause elephantiasis or intestinal infections. So these also very important examples which you have to understand whenever you are talking about The microorganisms, these are basically different categories of microorganisms. They can be divided as bacteria, viruses, protozoa and fungi. And the diseases which will be arise because of virus, they will be called as viral diseases, bacterial diseases, diseases caused by protozoa, diseases caused by fungi, or fungus diseases you can also say. So these are very important examples to understand. And as I was telling you about the categories or division of the diseases on different bases, acute and chronic we have already understood. Another category we are having communicable and non-communicable diseases. Okay, so you don't have to get confused here if the question comes that how you can divide the diseases into different categories. So if it is long answer question, you can write these different categories also, and if it is for less marks, it is short answer question, you can choose any category up to your choice and you can explain it in your way. So it can be divided into two different categories, that is communicable and non-communicable diseases. And what is meant by communicable diseases? Diseases which are able to be transmitted from one person to another, they will be called as communicable diseases, while the diseases which cannot be transferred, which cannot be transmitted from one person to another, they will be called as non-communicable diseases. As for example, if we talk about common cold, so this is viral disease and it can be easily transmitted from one person to another. It can be transmitted by direct contact also, and it can be transferred without any direct contact also. So it will come under communicable disease. While if we talk about non-communicable disease, in that case you can take the example of diseases like asthma, blood pressure. These types of diseases, they are not they cannot be transferred from one person to another by any medium also, or by any type of contact also. They cannot be transmitted like this, so they will come under the category non-communicable diseases. Okay, and diseases can be arised because of malnutrition or deficiency of any proper type of nutrient also. So it's very important, if you have to protect yourself from different diseases, you have to take proper balanced diet. Diet is very, very important for making the immune system more strong enough, because we are having our immune system as the weapon which we can use for fighting with the diseases. So malnutrition or deficiency of any proper type of nutrient, that is also going to cause diseases in your body. As for example, if anybody is having deficiency of iodine or deficiency of any particular vitamin, as for example say vitamin A, it is also going to cause disease that is called as night blindness. The disease which is caused from deficiency of vitamin B is beriberi. From vitamin C you can get scurvy. So these are different types of diseases which are being arised because of malnutrition or deficiency of any proper nutrient. And apart from these things, diseases can also be chromosomal in nature. That simply means that they can be transmitted from your parents also. So they are called as chromosomal disorders. So these are also different types of diseases, because here as we are talking about the reason why do we fall ill, so these are some, if we are talking about chromosomal disorders, so that is that is in nobody's hand actually, as it is inherited. So it cannot be treated. Chromosomal disorders, they cannot be treated by any medicine or by any type of medical facility. So these are the things actually. In the introduction part, you can say that when we are talking about the classification of diseases, they can be classified into, the first one is acute and chronic. The second one, this is basically the division on the basis of the agents which are able to cause the disease. They can be infectious, they can be non-infectious agents, and the diseases can be communicable and non-communicable. This classification we have done on the basis of their transmission from one person to another. If they are transmitted, they will be called as communicable. If they are not transmitted, they will be called as non-communicable, and they can be arise because of malnutrition also. And here is the list of the microorganisms, or you can say infectious agents which are able to cause the diseases. Virus can cause common cold and influenza. Bacteria bacterial diseases can be typhoid, cholera, TB. Protozoal diseases, malaria and kala-azar. And fungi, they are basically responsible for skin infections. And worms, if we are talking about worms, these are not microorganisms of course, but they can also cause diseases like elephantiasis or intestinal infections. And if we are talking about pathogens are also small microorganisms, so they can be divided into two different categories. This thing also you should understand here when we are talking about the infectious and non-infectious diseases. So the pathogens are basically the microorganisms which are responsible for the diseases. So they can be viral pathogens and non-viral. So this is not new actually, as you are watching here viral. So the diseases which are caused because of viruses, if microorganisms, or you can say if virus is responsible for any particular type of disease, so it can be called as viral disease, and all the other categories, they will come under non-viral pathogens. Okay, this is especially for viral category, so that's why it is being called as viral pathogen, and all the other microorganisms, they will come under this category. That simply means non-viral pathogens. Okay, so I think the topics up to here are clear. If you are having any problem in understanding the topics, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you for watching this one. Stay connected.